Welcome to the pod, Matt. You're watching or listening to the MaateCast.
Nice. Damn it. Redo. Nah, jokes.
Oh, I actually thought you were going to do it then.
Episode
4. We had 3.2 last week. This is now episode 4 of the MaateCast. How are you, Chris?
I'm good. How are you?
Tired. Bit
Yeah,
tired this
actually,
morning.
yeah.
This afternoon, actually.
It's been a long couple days.
Has actually been.
So yeah, we're a bit tired, but we're in the mood for
But we're always energized for a MaateCast episode.
Always.
Now, do we have a doozy for you?
Do we?
Do we? I mean,
Do we have a doozy? Sorry, I just wanted to say.
Do we have a doozy?
Do we have a doozy?
Today, I don't know if you noticed, but something's off. Something is off.
But is something off?
You're right.
Feels like it's
Just
like
can't be
this
on.
every week. How many times?
I only say it's off because I'm again seeing an empty seat.
I mean, what is that over that? Yeah, it's an empty seat. It's an empty seat, and you know what that means by now. We're in episode 4. We're not
stuffing
playing
around anymore.
You guys know what's up.
You wanna? I think you should because I did it last time.
I'll get it done. On the MaateCast today, we have fellow Maat. He was one of our Maats from... When did we start being friends with this Maat?
I want to say it was like... Don't talk. Don't say anything yet. I want to say it was like grade 8, grade 9, maybe?
We're getting a nod. Grade
like
8,
3-4 years of Maatship that we have
Maatship.
had with this Maat.
He is one of the most energetic Maats you'll ever meet.
Oh yeah, he puts himself out there.
He will...
He does.
What's the word? We need to practice these before, you know.
Yeah.
He will never cease to not make you smile. Boom.
That's
Nailed it. Yeah.
perfect.
He's a good man of God. He is a music lover, movie lover,
game lover,
God lover, brother lover, good man, Mr. Jireh Richards Jeffrey.
otherwise known as Jid. Jid, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Welcome to the
I
potty.
thoroughly appreciate it.
Oh,
Thank
good
you for
man.
taking time to come out and see us. Jireh, how have you been?
How you going, man?
A bit tired like you guys too.
Bit tired. Yeah, late night.
Yeah. Nah, not late nights, just early mornings actually.
Early mornings,
okay.
working,
TAFE work, yeah.
TAFE work.
TAFE.
What, for the viewers that don't know, what are you doing?
If you don't know, I'm a chef in training. About to finish the first course of the first part of my course. It's a 2-year course smashed into 1 year. I said
Truth.
it's
Okay.
a 4-year course smashed into 1 year, but yeah, it's very busy. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
and, you know, really quickly, get right into it really quickly. Cooking, chefing.
Yeah.
I've got no other words for it. Something you've loved for a while, or is that
mate.
something? Because I know you. We should say how many siblings you got, Jid. Let them know.
We should go down that path,
4.
4 siblings,
including you.
No, it's not including me. 5
So,
including me. 5
You
including
have
me.
5. Well, you've got 7 in the family altogether,
And 1 dog.
and
so-
one big dog,
One
one big fella.
yeah, all in that same household,
Yep.
living,
Living,
and
not killing each other yet.
no,
Which
is good.
somehow you're
Which is
all
very good.
still
All
alive.
still alive.
You are the
Living, breathing.
eldest, so
I am the
you
eldest
would
of all.
have dominance over
Oh,
all
well, you
of us.
say that. I'm the oldest, but now I'm the shortest. Well, one of the shortest.
Well,
My
yeah.
brother is
Oh,
tall
that's
as.
right.
Yeah,
he's
he's a
legit
big boy.
like. I gotta stare up at him.
Yeah.
How much younger is he? Like a couple of years?
2 years.
2 years. Yeah.
Houses.
So,
He's learning to drive too.
that's not right.
It's
Brings
so
you
it's,
back to the good old
it's
days.
so fun to watch him drive. I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I'm not my on peas.
Yeah,
It's a good feeling.
So with all that family, big family,
Mm-hmm.
to help mum out, to help dad out,
Oh,
I
I
assume
cook
you
a lot of food. Yep.
Yeah.
But majority of it is now my sister's getting into it too. So I'm no longer in the
okay.
kitchen cooking. I'm in the kitchen, well, screaming at her because
Supervising.
Yeah, well,
Some would say.
Dominance has to be asserted.
it's not that. It's not that actually. It's more like you're doing this wrong. You're gonna burn yourself.
Yeah.
Safety.
It's safety.
Oh,
Yeah.
The safety
sorry.
screaming.
I was just
Keep
that
it-
tad bit off.
Yeah. Just a tad bit.
Safety. Yeah, the safety screaming. But other than that, like,
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
And
good.
did you always have a love for cooking, or did you get forced into it? And then you started liking it?
No. So I liked it before getting forced into it. So I actually asked mum and dad if I could cook food for dinner, just because I was bored out of my brain. I was just like, well, what can I do? Oh, I can, instead of being on the computer or the PS4 at the time.
Yeah. Which is a good thing to do.
I mean, stay on that, but
You're a
or
good man.
get a new skill, which was cooking. So I did that.
Wish I had that mindset.
I actually liked it.
Thousands and thousands of hours on the division.
That's pretty much it. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Not too bad, but
And future-wise, are you interested in like cooking long term?
very interested in cooking long term. I don't want to go into the fast food industry at the moment
Yeah.
because otherwise I would get really burnt out and lose my passion for cooking before I even gone into the real world of cooking.
Yeah, first.
Which is another topic on that. But there's an idea of me leaving Australia to cook on a cruise or
Really?
Really?
I could see it.
That's where I want to go. And
That's where you want to be too.
I get paid to go on
somewhere.
a cruise and have a day off to do whatever I want.
Literally.
Yeah.
So look, I wouldn't mind doing that. It's just that I would have to be there consistently cooking and be very tired because I'll be waking up early, going to bed late for how many long the cruise is. Otherwise,
That's true.
it's
But you're on a cruise. You're on a cruise.
I'm on a cruise though, and I don't get boat sick either. So it's kind of a win-win because I'm like, I don't need to look outside the horizon.
And is that like an opportunity that's on the horizon? Like, is that soon? Is that more in the future?
It's probably more in the future. I would say probably. I want to say hopefully before after I get married.
Okay.
I don't
And
know.
when's that gonna be? Man?
Oh wow, that's a while away. Still a while. I don't even have misses yet. So
I mean, ideally, when would you like to get married?
Please.
I would like to get married younger.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get probably in my 23s and 22s
Yeah.
because that's when my parents also got married.
Yeah. That's how it goes. I feel like.
What's that? 5 years away.
Yeah.
Okay.
But because my family is also a very young family as well. Like I've got my young auntie and uncle got married last year, and they've already got a kid on the way until November.
Yeah, so you get right into it. You want to do the same?
Oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to.
Kids young or no?
Kids off the bat or kids a little bit longer?
I'll
down
have
the
at
line?
least depends on what the wife wants. Like if a year, maybe 2.
It's true.
It's good, man.
I
Good
don't.
answer.
I don't
Wife.
want to just. I don't really want to say I want kids now. Like I'm a kid person. I love hanging out with my cousins and all that. I'm also on the kids team at church, so
Yeah.
hanging out with all the
Good
young
man.
ones, and now we're youth leader too. So
Yeah, you love them kids.
I love
Sorry.
Jeez, you're around the kids a lot.
not like that. Like
No, you're a
teaching them,
good man,
teaching
yeah.
them the ropes of actually what is it like to teach the young ones, and telling them off the bat before they go out into the teenage years is what's good and what's not. Because
Yeah.
otherwise, if they don't have those fundamental cores, then they're not really going to grow in life. And that's where I wish I had at the time. Like I grew up in a very Christian household, but I didn't learn those particular skills. Where now in this generation is experimenting with obviously now the LGBTQ side of things,
Yeah,
and they don't know what they're going with it. And so
Yeah.
teaching them now young, going, well, not everyone's going to believe what you believe, so it's a good idea to respect those, and then teaching them
That's a very important topic.
Yeah.
because
That's a deep one.
it's
It's
a-
very
it's-
relevant.
and
Yeah.
it's really hard to talk to kids about that because I was like,
Yeah.
oh, how do I word this
I
right?
can imagine, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I do word them correct and do try to make
It is a sensitive topic.
It's a very sensitive topic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
should preference like as a Christian, you have those beliefs.
yeah,
Just in case
as a Christian, but like then again, I would say most of the times I go, well, okay, yeah, you're finding your identity through that. Like that's it. But if they want to say your pronouns, I kind of have a bit of like an iffy because I can't really go, well, sure, let me call you that, but if you keep thinking that, when you talk about that, they're gonna go, oh, hang on, I shouldn't call you that because yet you yourself have just changed. What's the chances of you changing back or changing to a different one, let it untrack, and then I get screamed at twice about your pronouns when I myself really don't care. I would just go, that's just calling who you are. But look, I'm not saying that this is a bad idea.
Yeah,
no, of course, I've got family. I found out I've got a family member that is circling that stage,
Yeah.
praying that obviously it doesn't, but it's a possibility. So I'm just praying that nothing well, not my family, but like family around me, like just around family as well. Not just for my family, but a family, close family friends, like all them. So
yeah, because you believe that is the right thing, and our day and age at the moment, I do think it's an interesting topic of like our kids when we have kids, it's gonna be something very like
we have to teach them that not everyone's gonna be you.
As you're saying now as well, like even just right now, kids like need to be educated on the topic.
But I think in the future, talking about the kids is not going to be harder than it is now, because down the future you actually now understand it. You've actually grew up with it.
It's new now.
And now it's really new. It's like it's a must. It's like this is changing a lot of people's mindsets. Where down the future, I think the mindset should have been calmed down. It's like a new road rule, where if it says the new rule limit is 60, but by the end of by the next year or the 2 years after, you should know that that's now the new limit, and we're going to enforce the new limit.
Yeah.
So that's where that's what I feel like.
Well put. It's definitely
put.
something that you're going to have to eventually.
Yeah.
Educate yourself on.
But I don't want to say that I'm against them. Of course, no, I'm not. It's who you are. It's what you are. It's something that you believe.
You might disagree with it, but the fact is, as long as
still
you're
have to
just respecting it and just spreading love no matter what, that's the important thing.
Yeah, you're not gonna...
No.
We get that. That's a fun one. Interesting one. We got right into it there.
That's good, nice. Well put, Jireh. That was a really good part.
But it's good you're into that, and like that's something you're passionate about, is like educating young kids. And you mentioned like you didn't have that kind of input on your life when you were younger.
No, because it was either a rare sighting to see a gay person or something like that. It was just because it was just not as publicly
and
declared.
And it wasn't as publicly declared.
Well, in Australia at least.
Yeah, and in general, like just your circle growing up.
Yeah, look, I was probably more secure.
Yeah, you were locked off.
I was pretty much. Yeah, I feel like my parents wanted to lock me around from the world.
Well,
which was to me personally probably would have been the best thing for me to help me go through my faith. Where looking at my brother, he doesn't. He probably could have been better off in the world environment because he takes things literally. He literally takes everything way differently to me because I'm the trial son, because I'm the firstborn. My brother's at least got some experience. My parents got some experience with him. Like he knows, okay, well that's that. And by the time my younger sister is in my age group, I'll be 28. Jeez.
Wow.
Frick me.
That's crazy.
I'll be 28 when she's 18.
That's 10 years from now.
Yeah, so I'll be 28, which is still young to have. Like, I'll be still a young person. Like, I'll probably have kids of my own.
Yeah, 100%.
And teaching...
And 28 is still
28 is still young. Yeah,
it's still very young. Like, 30 still is pretty young for having a big family, like a family as well.
Yeah.
My father was 32 when my younger sister was born.
Yeah.
He's 45 now, and my sister 46 actually.
Wow.
And we've also got 5 or 7 people in our family. So it's a very different way of life, I guess, in my household. We're very young. Yeah. Like my grandparents are 63 now.
Yeah. Really?
They're
only 63.
63 or 64.
That's young.
They're very young to see.
That's like some people's parents' age. Like
but I think God's definitely given me that as a, hey, you've got somewhat younger family, because then you get to see your family grow up, see how they grow up as bigger, and you won't be able to be, in my eyes, left behind. You won't be like you have no one to turn to, where some people go, I can't turn to them, but I don't have grandparents to talk to at the moment because they're not going to understand what I'm going through. Where my grandparents at least know a bit of the understanding.
Yeah, like you've got a lot of people because they're all so young and, it's still relevant.
But, so I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, you mentioned like literal... You were saying your brother takes things more literally. Yeah. Like, what did you mean by that in comparison to you? So like, you thought the closed off nature was better for you.
So if I say something like when my parents say instructions, right? Yeah. They give me instructions. They give me like the most simple instructions, and then I do it. But with my brother, you have to literally describe what you're doing, because he takes everything. Goes, I can't do that because it's in the way. He goes, no, go to it, take it out, do all this stuff. You have to literally add more instructions to it. And that's where I think our school, when we're closed off, he's been literally told you're closed certain things off. And when you're talking at like school some of the school has to really add more instructions, where in the real, like in public schools, they tell you the big instructions list first, and then they tell you the simplified version.
So your brother's quite intricate with how he does things.
Oh, but he's so smart though. That's
Yeah,
the reason
yeah,
why he's
yeah.
so smart is he breaks down every little thing. Where for me, I'm dyslexic. I need the quick and easy stuff, and that's something that's really easy to read.
Okay. Yeah, I getcha.
And he's physically really he's smart, and he's just lazy, and that's every teenager, to be honest. Every teenager is going to be lazy.
Yeah.
But he's so smart, and I'm actually really keen to see him grow up. And when he's
Nice,
big.
mate. Is he listening? Is he watching?
Oh, I don't know.
Is Jed a...
I'm sure he's gonna
Matt
listen to
Hustler?
Oh, he's
brother
actually
on the
he's a follower on your
Maccas.
TikTok. So yeah,
So
he
okay,
probably
okay.
is.
You'll see the
He's a
clips.
That's
bloody
on
good
your
man.
Instagram. Fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
This one's for you, Jed. You're a smart man.
Love, brotherly love.
Brotherly
obviously.
love. You're a mate.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Well, shifting gears a little bit, I'd love to talk about Year 12 school.
Would love to.
Year 12 was probably the hardest year for me personally.
Frick. 100%.
Why is that?
Well, at the start of the year, well, actually, end of year 11, start of grade 12, which is term 4, I kind of felt like going through working a lot, and I feel like that year was me very distracted. That year was making me...
Grade 11 or grade 12?
12.
Okay.
12 was really distracted.
And you were at TAFE, just to clarify.
Yeah.
I wasn't at TAFE.
Not TAFE?
You're just at
I
Pathways
was
at this
just
point?
Pathways.
Pathways. I always get confused between the two.
Okay.
No, but I was at Pathways. But the only reason why I was distracted is because at the time, when you guys were... when we were all at school, I kind of felt left out in my way, is that majority of you were either coming in a relationship or getting out of a relationship.
Right.
Where I was the guy who was pretty much my whole life telling, ew, disgusting, or can we just be friends?
Yeah.
And I was kind of wanting one, but my main focus was getting one, because a girl at work I quite liked.
Yeah.
And I was helping her to go through a different stage, but at the time I was really wanting one.
Yeah.
And I feel like that year was really disfocused and not aligned, especially not aligned with God either. I was definitely out of sync. Like, I was not in the same way where people could tell that I was not who I was that year. That year was me not being who I was called, not being who I am through Jesus, and at all present at school. Like, my mind was not focused at all. That year was really hard. By the end of grade, like at the end where we're graduating, it kind of really hit me that going, this is all going to switch, and my brains are it's going to go out of control. I was actually fearing for this year, to be honest. I was really scared of what was going to happen next year, which is a lot of people's fear, which is they don't know what to do.
Life out of school, yeah.
But what really made me better was the fact that my spirit was at the end of the school before graduation was realigned. It was at a youth camp too, which was hang on, here's the reset button you've been looking for. And then that was when the storm kind of got easier, which was pretty cool at the same time, because it was it was near graduation. That's when the dance came in, and that was when everything became kind of fixed again. It was kind of being, but I really wished I didn't focus on the past, like the relationship, because then I kind of missed out on the first part of year 12, and all the memories I could have made, because I was really fixed on, I've got to go to work, I've got to do this, and I was focused on money and focused on, I got to prepare myself, but I really wasn't preparing myself. It was kind of making me set up for failure, because I spent so much money at Tuck Shop. It wasn't really funny. Let's just say I spent a lot of money on peach iced teas. I would have 4 peach iced teas a day.
Yeah, we'd be sitting, at the spot at school. Oh, where's Jireh? Oh yeah, probably Tuck Shop. And then 5 minutes later,
a man on the horizon. He's got peach iced
2 in
teas,
his hand, 2 in his pockets,
shoving a pie down his gob. He's loving it.
The good thing was, though, you were very open to always share, and you'd just be like,
You were.
I was.
You guys want peach iced
I
tea?
reckon
Yeah,
I was
peach
called
iced
I was definitely a physical giver. Whereas if you listen to church and they're talking about offering, and I was a cheerful giver, I was never not a cheerful giver to my friends. When it came to me, I really didn't like giving what I worked hard on, and that's where God taught me about finances. This year, actually, He literally cut my financial stream off. He definitely got me good at it. He got me. There was 2 lessons He taught, which was, you don't know who your real friends are, and you need to learn your finances.
That's deep, actually. Don't know who your friends are because you've graduated as well. So now it's like there's obviously going to be people that you don't talk to.
No.
So now it's actually that time where you are going to find out who you keep in touch with and who you don't.
I felt, which is crazy. There's still people I still talk to.
How did you find that? The coming out of school and staying in touch with friends and
I
stuff
didn't
like
stay in touch with Tim as much as I wanted to.
Okay.
It's just because he was really busy.
Yeah.
Because he's also at Mercedes, which is
'cause,
far
like,
out. He's just living.
He's
life.
living talks about that. But like, he didn't come to reflections.
No, he did come to the
not much of
reflections,
it,
but he just came like he was just in and out, which was like I was like, oh, okay. I think reflections for us kind of locked in our friendship, like the brotherhood more
for after school, especially.
because we literally somewhat lived with each other for a week.
Yeah.
And we also got used to everyone's patterns. We also got used to everyone being there. And then Tim comes up. Like we knew Tim was going to come rock up.
Yeah.
But he wasn't here with us for a whole week. Where I think but I still keep in touch with him now. I was even in my bedroom going, oh, I should probably tell everyone how they're going because I was scrolling through Instagram and I felt God go, have you asked the boys how they're going? And then you messaged me, which kind of made my heart sink. I was like, something's wrong because I haven't checked in with them. And I kind of felt bad at myself. I was like, I'm a really bad friend. I haven't been everyone. Because you haven't been. You've just been really busy.
Yeah.
Relax. And I was like, fair enough. But what he is teaching me goes, your friends do not care if you're not financially free. Because I'm currently not financially free at all. I'm currently $250 in debt with my family. Yeah. Because they've been floating me. Actually, it's probably more than that, to be honest. How much money they've spent to keep my car alive and all that. True. This year has been kind of all right, let's see how you go in the real world. It's like, because in school, I felt God's hand was always on me. And now I'm coming out. His hand's still there, but he's slowly letting go on things he doesn't need to control anymore. For example, the friends thing. He goes, I'm not going to hold you. I'm not letting you going to hold my hand for your friends because you're old enough to obviously keep your friends afloat. But your real friends are going to be here with you. But obviously, he's still got my hand in my life, which is always he will always do that. Yeah. But he's letting go of things that are not as much as important to me than what school thought it was important for me. Yeah. For example, the math side of things. I was so bad at math, I was so bad at English, and I definitely felt God's hand was definitely there. But once I graduated, the English one was the only thing that he's got his hand on. My math thing was like, you don't need to know the fundamentals. It's been drilled into your head, but you don't need the trigonometry. You don't need. But by the time he took his hand off, I still remembered it, and I helped my brother. Yeah. But it's just because it was drilled in my head. But coming out, I got my P's straight. I got my P's. I was like, no, I've got to force myself to get my P's. It was actually, when did I get it actually? It was in February, March, something that.
Yeah, recent.
It was definitely, months. It was actually a while ago now.
True that.
But it was when I was like, no, I forced myself. And I was still working at Maccas. And then I was like, all right, cool. Spent $360. No, 600.
300? No, 1,000.
No, it was $4,000.
It was $5,000.
Oh, but add on the $8,000 I
was
spent.
$5,000.
Yeah.
No.
Tough day for me.
It was $500 I spent on my license and getting my P's.
Yeah.
Really?
I booked my test. I booked which booked the car.
You paid for all that.
And I paid. But I paid for everything else. I paid for my thing, my lessons, which was 15 hours, 5 hours of practice.
Did you do
physical
the 30? So you got the full 30 hours?
I got the full 30 hours.
That's 10 hours because it's tripled.
Yeah.
So you paid for 10 hours?
I paid for 5 hours.
Because
I didn't need to use all 10 of them because I was at 90. I was at 85 hours.
Right. So you were already there.
So I was like, you know what, I'll just spend all that money now. So I spent $500 and paid mum and dad off. And then I was like, all right, cool. And then I found out that I booked my test 4 weeks in advance. But then I realized you have to have 2 weeks minimum to make sure your logbook gets approved. Yeah. And I was like, oh crap. And so I spent another $300 on getting the thing as well. So it equals to $500. But then I was like, all right, cool. So I was there, and then then I found out I wasn't getting shifts, I was like, oh, okay. So I couldn't buy my license, my 5-year one, because I wanted to get the 5-year one that covers my 4 years of my P's and my first year is my opens,
Yeah, that's the
which
way.
by then I should be set.
Yeah.
But for 4 years of having my license, it's gonna make me just don't have to worry about spending money on my license. I'll just focus on what I need to buy.
Yeah.
And then, so yeah, which was all that.
Yeah.
And then then I found out through my mail by my super saying, Maccas has made you redundant. I'm going, okay, I shouldn't be getting a message from you guys because I haven't got a phone call yet. And later I went into Maccas and then they said, no problem.
Really?
I kind of got really disheartened because I was like, I'm the one who picked up shifts. I was the one who covers for that. I'm the one who cleaned this place thoroughly. And all I get was through my super, thanks for working.
Yeah.
Or not even a thanks for working, just, hey, you've been made redundant.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. And then I've definitely been a bit upset because of that. And then Mum has just said, you've got to forgive them. Because if you don't forgive them, it's going to eat you up. And I was like, damn it.
Yeah, you got that good advice.
I was like, oh.
It's hard hitting. That's
Yeah.
tough.
Well, like that, like you put in a lot of work there, so obviously.
Yeah, I put like 4 years of work at Maccas. So, yeah.
But one thing I was going to say is like, even just hearing you talk now, like you find the good and you find
really
the lessons
do. You
in
really
everything.
do.
Like you're talking about all this stuff and you're talking about how this was a test and like how God was doing this. Like you have the overall perspective on it. And I have a question following, but you have the overall perspective on like everything that happens in your life and you think about it deeply and like, why is this happening? Why is God like letting this happen? Blah, blah, blah. I imagine that's something you think often.
I definitely do that, yeah.
Yeah. So like, I was going to say like, do you think that's something you're kind of gifted in? And like, do you think ministry wise, because we've heard you like preach a little bit as well, are you in the future like more keen to preach?
Definitely think I'm a youth pastor.
Yeah.
Because I look back at when I invited you all to preach, to hear my sermon. I looked at they recorded a video and they recorded the part where I was preaching and I looked at me and I definitely saw myself a youth pastor. I saw myself as a pastor and I was just like, okay.
And I'm speaking for both of us, I feel like we would both see that too. Like
him as a
like, I feel like it's just something that you do.
Your confidence is like at its peak, I would say, when you're talking about God and when you're even like your own experiences. But I think also you can relate to people really well.
You love to have fun as well.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You're just a fun energy, so much energy kind of guy,
But
and like that doesn't fit. In
I feel
some
like
places.
when I was learning to become you say see yourself as a youth pastor, you relate to it. When I was younger, I never actually understood where was people was at. Because when I came in grade 2, so I came at Brisbane Christian College in grade 2, the day that I felt like an outcast, which is where God wanted me, was when at chapel, the first ever chapel.
Really?
Which was when I actually raised my hands. I was having my hands the highest they can go. But after praise and worship, I saw the whole grade, including you, because you were there, staring at me going, you are a weirdo.
Oh, never mind.
Yep, sounds about right. It was, and like, I'm not condoning this, but it was just unheard of.
Yeah, it was.
Just to see a grade 2-er, like, actually praising God and stuff. And like, I think for like me being in that group, it was just, like, why is he doing that? Like, and it's not seen as, it's not a bad thing in the slightest, but to us, it was just, I wasn't a Christian at the time.
Because it was definitely because I was there and God said, just raise your hand. And I was like, you know what, I'll do it. And then, so growing up through that, I was told, I was a massive liar though. I lied about everything. I'm not...
Shit.
So I made myself... And this is the one lie that everyone knew that was stuck, was when I said I was raised by wolves. That's still stuck in my head.
I forgot about that.
That one was still stuck in my head. I said, why did I say that? And I was like, no!
That's right.
But
I wasn't there for that, but I got told.
Yeah.
I tried to make myself fit in, and I tried to say to myself, like, cool. And then so let me down the track, and God goes, you know, you said that. I said, you're not gonna let me down. You're not gonna let this down, are you? He goes, nah. But goes, you know that he goes, you were trying to fit in the world, and this is where I made yourself. When I told you to raise your hands, is when I actually told you to be stand out, and this is why you're called the holy, because holy means stand out. So you putting your hands up trying to fit in, I didn't make you fit in the world. And it was kind of a little message to me saying you're no longer in the world, you're in my heart.
See, that's that introspection. He's talking about, like, that is so funny though that you bring up the wolves thingy, like, and you can think about that and be like, yeah, like I was trying to fit in.
I would be like anxious and depressed. Still now with stuff like that. The fact that you can do that is just
I look at my mistakes. I look at what I've done, and then it's where I go, well, my mistakes do not disqualify me through God. They qualify me.
Just hurry up and preach. Hurry up and get on.
This whole thing's just
a preach session.
So, well, I mean, it's your mistakes do not disqualify you through God, because God made you qualified you through sin. Because when you laid it on the cross,
yes,
buzz.
Put that in a song.
Well, yeah, I mean that's what my plan is too.
I was going to mention that as well with the whole. Obviously, you were going down the chef path and doing all that less training and stuff, but I remember for the longest time, like even back in grade 2, you were always so passionate about the music scene. Reason being is that everywhere you went, you'd be doing the. These ones doing the dubstep stuff, but like not just that, but just how passionate you were about the music.
I'm still very passionate about music. It's the only reason why I didn't go through the music thing was the finances, actually, because the chef one was free.
Yeah,
the music one was 10 grand.
Yeah,
I did not.
You did want to go into the music after school.
The 10 grand was going to go up on my Hextet. This one's not on my Hextet at all.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was looking at it, I was like, well, which one? When God goes, you will, whatever way you go, on my hands is still going to be there. Because it's not, I'm not telling you which way to go. Yeah. I'm just telling you, well, which one do you want to do? And I felt this one, because it only was the fear of finances. And I've got that from my father. My father is he will be scared of his finances. But then I got to realize my name is actually in the Bible, which is Genesis 22:14, which is Jehovah Jireh, my God will provide.
Yeah, mate.
So...
yeah, and that's something, that's like my dad's really passionate about that, is like, especially in families, like if you haven't had much wealth-wise, to expect, be in that position to expect wealth and like expect God to take care of it. Like, you don't have to hoard it in.
I to be honest, now looking at it, I was definitely not a person who wanted to keep the money. Now, I want to obviously have money to live my life, but I do not keep my money. I like to give it because... yeah,
you always give everything.
I do.
Is your love language gift?
My love language is actually gift and physical touch.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense.
I have 2.
That is like... Jireh.
What is it? Yeah, it's physical touch and then...
Gift giving.
Gift giving? Yeah, okay.
I'll give gifts and I also love hugs. Like, that's just me. Or
hugs are the way to go.
Mate.
Yeah.
Group hugs.
Bring it in.
But... It was again in a message saying, well, I don't want to. It was in a movie which was actually a Christian movie. She was rich in family, but she was financially poor. I want to be me, was financially poor but rich in my friends and family. I do not. If I was given the chance to have billions and billions of dollars, the richest person in the world, but have no one to spend it for, that would just make it really suck.
That's what they say.
I would not touch it. I would go, no, because I am currently rich. I'm richer now than I am then.
Yeah. It's what J. Cole talks about, and that's, what's it? Love yours. About loving what you got.
Shaq also does that now.
Yeah. I mean, like, I feel like
always goes in, like,
most people that are rich kind of say that. Is like,
because they understand.
Money doesn't make you happy.
No.
They found out that, and then they find out
so
their
if,
friends
if
and family.
Whatever reason I become rich, I want to be rich in family as well. I don't want to be... I probably won't ever become rich, because rich enough to show it.
Yeah.
Because I will probably put more money into my family and my friends.
But with that, should be more blessing on you.
Oh,
the more you give, the more you should get. Like, in our principle, like, I think God will bless you for being such a blessing. Yeah. And, like, you'll just get blessed and blessed and blessed. So, and you're just going to bless and bless and bless. You know what I mean?
I definitely see when everyone goes, you kind of, like, at church today, he goes, everyone reminds me, like, Oprah, where they said she just gifted a car. She just gifted a car. Yeah. I said, I will probably do that. If I had the money, I'd probably do that.
I see it. Yeah, yeah.
I would not
That's what I mean.
hold my money. I would give it
Maybe
away
saying you're
because
friends with Jidwell.
Oh, Jid. Oh man, you're just.
I'm in the worst financial state of my life, Jid.
if you would generally come up to me and do that, I probably would do that. I'm not even lying.
That's a problem. That is a problem.
Yeah.
No, but that is
I
less
would
than-
actually, no, to be honest, I'd probably investigate how much are you, to be honest, if you were in debt and if it was on paper, I'd go, oh, well, let's
You're
pay
a
it
good
off.
man.
I would
Yeah.
pay it off. But if you were asking me for money, I'd go, well, do you really need it?
That's
Or-
what I mean, and it's another like that other Bible verse which I can't name. If I was you, I would name it.
Literally.
But that one about like what you do with the little you
Oh,
have.
the seed one. Where
I think so.
the father put the money in the ground.
Yeah.
And one of them put it in
that
the ground.
story and
Yeah.
like the verse behind that one talking about like
Yeah.
what if he gives you little and you do a lot
Make
with
it more.
yeah, then like
You
then
be
he can
blessed
trust
with
you with more. Yeah, and
How
I
many
feel
times
like
have you read the Bible?
None. I don't read the Bible.
You just go through the scripture?
No. I actually.
You just-
I listen. I know. So what? There's another lesson that God's been teaching me is your dyslexia does not disqualify you as well.
true.
I was reading the Bible. I don't read the Bible. The only reason why is because I was feared my dyslexic would make an image of God worse. Because I felt my dyslexia was the devil trying to say you're not called for this, but God goes, no, I put the dyslexia on you because when you read the Bible, pastors will read the same verse and see different advantage points, but that's all they will see. You read the Bible, your dyslexia rearranges the word verses and will show a different perspective as the pastor will never see because their brain can't cope with that. And so I was just like, okay. So I've slowly read my Bible now, but I've grown up in the church and I've literally been in the church longer than most of you, I reckon. My family built that church, the church I go to. We don't own the church, we just helped build it. My uncle was the owner until he gave it away, and then so forth and so forth. But
Yeah.
I've grown up in church my whole life. I've never missed a church service if I had to. If I was sick, sure. If my family was sick, sure. But I would never purposely say no, I wanted to go. Even if I hated it, I would still go. So I probably listen to the verses and they probably just... The
Yeah.
one that...
That's crazy.
But the way I hear from God and the way I am taking what He wants to me is through worship songs, the new worship songs. One which is called Monday Morning Faith. The bridge stood out, which was Hell's not scared of the Sunday faith because it will only lead to empty praise. It's a new song.
I can't even comprehend what you just said.
Yeah.
Hell's not scared of your
And one
Sunday
in one ear out
faith
the other.
Your Sunday faith, yeah.
because it will only lead to empty praise.
Right.
Because if you only go to church on Sunday and
Yeah,
praise
yeah,
Jesus,
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
right.
it?
So it's not
hell doesn't. Devil,
Not enough.
devil
won't-
doesn't care.
He doesn't
as
care
much
because it's
about
not. It's not.
church.
It's not as painful as what. And then the second verse, the second part of the bridge was saying that. But what really makes darkness tremble is when the saints arise and praise in quiet.
Yeah.
Because your praises in silence makes him have the devil have a massive headache.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty much reminding of what the devil's job was before that.
Yeah, it's just knowing that you have the power to
Yeah. So yeah.
cast it all away. So yeah.
I'm loving this, John.
This is-
Frick, you're dropping bombs on us, knowledge bombs. What I was going to say before was like, yeah, you're giving with the little you have.
Yeah.
So I think, and you know, I like to say I've got the gift of prophecy. Is that the gift of prophecy?
Prophesy?
No,
Prophesying?
it's just prophecies.
Prophecies.
Yeah, I have.
The prophet. It's
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're not Christian.
Chris
You know
is
what I'm
the
saying?
prophet.
I am the prophet. No, but so when I say this, I want you to take it in. But I do think like with the amount you're giving and like that moral. Damn, I don't know the word. That like, oh, what's the word? Like when you have something like it's a moral in you. It's a principle. God, you're on fire, Jireh. That principle you have is just you've got it with the small, and I think you'll be blessed with a lot, and then you'll do good with that a lot as well.
110%.
So,
Yeah.
all right. Goodness me. What
That was a
chat.
lot to take in.
What a
But like,
chat.
I'm glad I was there for it, to be honest. That's crazy,
What
John.
beautiful. Now,
Such an insightful man.
yeah, freaking loving it. You're a good man. To shift the gears a little bit, I would love to talk about Marvel. comics, movies, just movies
TV
in general.
shows.
Movies in general, but
Yep.
Sure.
I know you're a big Marvel guy.
I think that's
superhero
how we
guy.
became friends even more.
I feel like
100%.
that's where we
we
started.
watched. It was the Marvels that kind of made our friendship lock in. I think.
Yeah, because we could talk about that.
Yeah.
So,
Where do we start with Marvel?
I feel like we should start at like...
The most
Day
recent,
one.
or should we?
I feel like it should be like Endgame.
Endgame and onwards.
Yeah, like Endgame ended that. You liked it?
I liked it.
Yeah.
It was the so well, to go off Marvel real quick. The first ever movie to make me cry was Dragonheart,
Frick.
because I got really connected with the dragon in that movie.
Dragonheart.
Dragonheart. It's literally called Dragonheart.
Fair.
That movie is literally about a dragon. How he cuts his heart in half
Frick.
and gives his other heart to the dying child.
Gosh.
And then I kind of was like, oh, I'm not going to spoil the movie because blah blah. Because we're also viewers. If you've watched it, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's where the first, and then this one was the one that I really connected on, was because the first ever Marvel movie was Iron Man. It was the first Marvel movie I was ever allowed to watch. Because my father, when growing up, my father had to watch movies before I watched it. Because he also cut stuff. For Transformers, he cut all the smut out of it, all the the smut out of it.
Yeah.
So I only watched the action. That's why I always liked the action. I was like, oh yeah, the action.
Yeah, you're a big action guy.
Because I was
Massive
always,
action guy.
and that's where he's regretting it now. He goes, I've cut all the emotion out of the movie, and so it's all the action. So you always like the action, never the emotion. I was like, well, no, it's just I've been bullied my life because I showed emotion at school. When we're watching movies, I'd cry in the movies because I got really connected to it. And then growing up, I was like, oh, I can't cry now because these guys would bully me. Not you, but people at school.
Oh yeah. I just instantly looked back on one event that happened was the grade 4 camp. Remember when it was on the school, like on the actual oval? And I remember you were in the tent near us, and it was kind of like we heard you crying because you just didn't want to be there.
I didn't I was homesick.
Yeah.
Even though it was like half an hour drive. Just a half an hour drive,
Yeah.
that's nothing.
But I think it just you are an emotional man, but I think it just shows you have that deeper knowledge of emotion.
Oh yeah.
I think you are so in touch with it that showing the emotion
I've just now
proves
taught myself how to close it. I just taught
Yeah.
myself how to lock it up and just don't show it. Which was why my parents just go, no, it's okay. But now looking back at it, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have just closed it.
Yeah,
off.
well, you look at the group that Ryan, Noah, and all them. You never see them cry
No.
because they're all all too busy about tackling each other basically in bull rush and stuff. And we didn't really want to. We thought showing emotion was you can't do it, you can't cry and stuff like that.
But what my family, which made a really good point, was, well, if you're gonna not cry in movies, how do you think you and your emotions and your wife, and your future wife, comes in?
Exactly.
I was like, oh, even deep.
Facts.
Yeah,
Frick.
that's not something you should.
And that's never something you should
Lock
bottle
up.
up because
No, yeah, absolutely.
if you show emotion with your wife, now your wife understands, well, something's wrong with you.
Yeah, 100%.
Always,
Yeah, you don't want to.
Always your marriage and your thing is that a
Preacher and a marriage therapist.
Premarital
Can do it.
counselling. Can I book in or?
Can I marry you? No. Taylor? No. Yeah.
No, I don't yet.
I'm marrying Tim anyway, so.
Yeah. Sure.
But yeah,
Oh, well.
back to the Endgame.
Oh yeah.
We don't have to go back to Endgame.
Well, no, it was that was a movie where I
Yeah,
really cried because I was like, oh,
It's hard not to
It's hard not to cry.
I watched it again. I still pour my eyes. My sister's gone. Oh, Charlie, I can't watch any movies with you because I skip it. Because I want to skip the key points of the movie. Because I've rewatched it. And my sister goes, I've watched. She literally come to me and she goes, Charlie, I watched Thor: Love and Thunder in 20 minutes and I now know the whole story. I was like, wow, you're definitely my sister. But Endgame was good, which was probably the best one. The best phrase to end.
Yeah.
And
You reckon?
I
So
think
it
that's
was
where
good.
Marvel should have stopped it.
Yeah.
Altogether, you reckon?
Well, stopped. Yeah, well, I mean, yes, stopped it because the character you've all loved and cherished, the original have just died.
Majority of
Or they're just no longer wanting to fight anymore. And I think that's where they should have stopped that one and then flipped the comic over to a different storyline.
Whole nother universe.
Like, like the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
They should have flipped it over and started that, or Daredevil, which apparently is now cancelled.
Oh, you're kidding?
Yeah, Daredevil got cancelled.
The
The
like
Reborn.
massive 20 season one.
Yeah, it's just
You're kidding?
Oh, it's gotten delayed or cancelled. It's been told that it's not coming out this year.
Because that was for phase. We're in phase 6 now.
Yeah,
And
I was like, well, why do you have to bring it up? It's just because Marvel's going through a massive big I don't want to say financial, but employee crisis because they've just fired someone.
Oh,
They've just fired their
um,
visual effects person, and
yeah,
which was, I don't want to say it was a good move, but
I think they.
She-Hulk's flipping TV show sucked. I was like, why?
I think it's not that the visual effects people were bad. It's just they didn't give them enough time, and that's why they're delaying Daredevil. I think is because they're starting.
Is it delayed or cancelled though?
I think it'll be.
I think it's
delayed.
But
Okay.
I had a rumor it was cancelled. I was like, no, I just really want to watch that.
No way you cancel that.
No.
That has way
No,
too
They'll
much
just
time.
delay it because that was the problem they were having was that
No,
they
I
were
think
making too many stories, and they didn't have enough time to visual
and
effects
they weren't.
them. And
There were two.
combine
And
them
it was
together.
also too many projects at the same time. Like they've got
Yeah,
one
exactly.
big 5 visual effects person with Secret Invasion. All the
Yeah.
other movies coming in and out.
Yeah, like
They've legit just
Ant-Man,
came- Yeah, I haven't. I still haven't. I've watched the ending of Ant-Man, not the start. But onto that though, listening to Endgame, he goes, "I've reduced these stones to atoms."
Oh yeah, I saw that.
If you watch the movie, there is 6 characters with stones as heads.
Yeah.
If you look at the color, power, all the
Oh,
6
really?
they are
Like,
in
they're
the
in-
Quantum Mania, and I was
Yeah.
like, huh, true.
That's crazy.
I was just like, you reduced to atoms, they're gone.
Yeah, it's
He didn't say he destroyed them; he just reduced atoms.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, true.
Wow.
Anyway,
Yeah.
that's that.
I think the latest phases of Marvel have been the first phases where there's a few movies that I haven't watched. Like I watched every single one at
Yeah,
the cinema
yeah.
every time almost
Literally.
for the previous phase.
Spider-Man.
This
No Way
one-
Home, the one with all
That's a good.
the
that was good.
That's a
multi-
good one to go.
That
down.
was the only one I watched at his midnight screening. It was the only one that I was like, they've done extremely well. They took their time with it. They put pressure on it. They made sure it was all, and they didn't spoil anything. They didn't leak
spoil
anything.
it. That was the best.
Which was brilliant.
I'm
Curious,
proud.
but never
I'm really
knew for
proud
sure.
of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield for going. No, we're not in the movie. What are you on about?
Yeah, yeah.
They were
They
like,
did well.
they wanted to tell everyone because like, oh yeah,
Oh
like,
yeah,
we
you
can't.
want to for ages.
But we said we couldn't. It was like no. And then they were like, yeah, we had to keep it secret. Sorry. And Black Panther 2, another good movie I liked. It was.
I think
I
that's
didn't mind
one of
that.
the most emotionally gripping.
Oh, I almost cried in the first
We,
5
we,
minutes.
I think we
think so.
cried. I think I definitely cried where they were just saying it was the minute of silence when the Marvel logo was going through. I was just like, and it was showing Chadwick.
Yeah.
Just the intensity of the
And I'm gonna
first
give-
5 minutes of her like
Trying to
figure
find
out
cancer.
Yeah, that
Oh,
got
that
me.
was
That
so-
got me.
And what was
That
really
got me.
good though is that they actually writ the whole movie ready to go.
Yeah.
Then Chadwick died,
Yeah.
and they went scrap it. We're gonna rewrite it.
Yeah.
And they did a very good to rewrite
Very
the
good job.
story.
Very
Yeah.
good job.
I
I still thoroughly enjoyed it.
There's some parts where you could just cut out, which was like his backstory, like him telling him, "Oh, I was the lead." I was like, "He's how my family was sick," and all that. I was like, "Well, you just tell me."
Oh,
that
of the villain.
yeah,
Yeah.
just tell me that your parents were sick, but I don't have to see.
He was a dope villain. I actually really liked him.
I don't think people think he was a villain. I don't think he was a villain. I think he was
Yeah,
morally trying to protect his people.
Yeah, but like just for the sake
They
of saying
just made him
comics, yeah.
say look like a villain. He's like, no, I just want you guys to be with me to look after my family.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, he's got a point. Like, so did Thanos, but Thanos was just pure evil.
That was why Thanos was so good, was because he had a point, but it was also
But no one
It's a
wanted
big
to
point to make.
And but no one wanted to listen.
Yeah.
He took it as a personal because my family has just died. I'm trying to save you. Why are you not accepting me that I'm trying to save you?
Yes.
But
yes.
anyway,
Yeah.
that's that one.
Do you have a favorite movie all time, by any chance?
Oh yeah.
Or you?
Can I little segment that we can do here for you, Jid. I think this will be a good one for all of us actually. What, in your opinion, is the single greatest action movie of all time? Of all time.
Gotta go through all
Really think about this.
It's got to be a good one. I have my answer.
Well, you guys
already.
go first, and I'll
I
go.
don't-
I don't want to say mine first because I'm gonna go first. I want someone else to think about it. Because
Greatest action movie.
it was actually hard to knock it down to one.
I don't want to commit to one, but I'll think of a few. Name them. I think I need to watch it again. But like, some people talk about how good Mission Impossible Fallout was. The recent one.
Oh yeah, the Fallout one. Yeah,
and
nice.
and then
Brilliant.
I remember that, and I'm like I really liked it.
I'm keen for the flipping Dead Reckoning Part
That
1.
looks
I'm just like,
Awesome.
and I saw the stunt. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to put that in. I want to put John Wick in.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know
wanna
which.
say
I don't know which John Wick, but
Yeah. Oh,
Any
yeah,
of them.
for sure. What about you, Jid?
I want to say John Wick 4 because that one was really action packed. The
action
way
was-
it was the camera
action
work
was
that when
really
made it
good.
really work. The
Oh,
camera
just
work
pure
on top of
action.
it.
the creativity
I
on
was
it,
like,
yeah.
the story ending was just
Yeah, John Wick got it. What other action movies?
He's not dead. Spoiler.
Spoiler, he's
spoiler.
not dead.
He is actually not dead, but in
Why would he
cut off now. If you don't want to hear anything more, dude, he died. Freaking wait. No, I don't think he's dead.
nah.
I don't think he's dead.
I think
On
he's
the-
dead.
on the low key.
He's dead unless,
But
like,
the-
they want
the
to
whole
make a John
concept-
Wick 5.
Which they are.
No, they're not. But like, what?
It's
hasn't been
in
confirmed.
development.
No, it hasn't been confirmed.
It has.
No,
There was a post.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be.
There was a post.
Yeah, but I don't know if they are committing to bringing John Wick back.
I
That would just be
don't.
another-
Yeah, I don't know
another
about
John
that.
To
but
be honest, I don't know. They've committed to John Wick 5, but it's not called John Wick 5 though. It's called
Yeah, it might
Paranormal
be.
something.
Yeah, about the other guy.
But
Those
I
are-
watched
that's
the
a
video.
separate one though, because they're doing the Continental series and they're doing a ballerina series, which John Wick apparently appears in. I think, possibly, maybe, I don't know. But I saw
actually,
somewhere
to be
that
honest,
John Wick
if
5's
that
out.
actually happened, he goes, no, I think they go,
Jared's got it.
the Baba Yaga is dead, but then he comes back and goes, no, but probably makes it more scarier, to be honest. But you're dead. We watched you kill. You literally saw you.
Yeah.
He's like, I would never die. I just told me to take
Well,
me home.
that's the whole point. Is
I
that
think
you,
that they're
you
gonna-
can't kill John Wick.
Exactly. But the other action movie would probably be. Oh, it wasn't really action. It's more gory, which was Saw. I watched Saw recently.
Really?
I
Oh.
loved it. It was like ripping apart, blood squirting. I was like, oh. But
Right, if we're talking like,
Oh, the very first Saw?
yeah, the very first one.
yeah.
I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah,
There are
it's good.
some-
It's
there are
actually a
some
good
gory
movie.
movies.
It's actually a really good movie.
gory
Any
movies.
action? No, it's not really.
Are you gonna say The Raid too?
I'm gonna say The Raid 2.
Frickin' knew it.
Yeah.
I knew
The
it.
Raid 2.
haven't
Well, The Raid
I haven't
1.
seen number 2.
The Raid
I've
1
just
and The
seen
Raid
number 2.
2. I'll just talk about The Raid 2. In my opinion,
La 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 la. I haven't watched it yet.
I won't.
Okay.
Yeah, I won't spoil it for you.
Just action.
The Raid 2, in my opinion, choreography wise, sequencing wise, cinematic wise, outdoes all John Wicks. It is better than John Wick 1 to 4 because, and for me, it's more just the obviously CGI. There's more of that in John Wick with the guns and the stuff like that. It's the Raid 2 is pure hand to hand combat, and to me that is just.
I want to
It's
say.
brilliant.
I want to say.
I am going to spoil it just like a tad,
Go for
just a tad because I have to. The end fight scene is like an 8-10 minute choreographed hand to hand combat fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I've
there's no cuts, no nothing.
No
they
cuts.
they go
It's like 10
they go
minutes of
full
pure
on
fighting.
for like 8 minutes straight.
Nice.
It is, and I think, and I could like I go back and watch that just because I can't fathom how good it is. And to me, the Raid 2 will go down in history as the best action movie ever.
I don't have a best action movie because I just like all action movies. But I think the most gory movie that I like was probably Saw.
That's crazy. Yeah, I need to watch that.
I watched
again.
I watched It 1 and 2 just to purely laugh at because I was
They are good movies.
It was a great
They are
movie,
good movies.
but I was just laughing at the fact it's like, oh yeah, you're kids. Oh yeah. Oh, my boat went down. You see Pennywise in the sewer. Who would just reach in and grab a flipping boat?
Oh, in the sewer.
In the sewer. I was like, yeah, no, look, I just asked my brother to make another one. Like, hey, went down a sewer. I would have gone, oh, if I went down a sewer, I'll make you another one. I will make you another one. I won't let you die for it.
Yeah.
Number 2, I was just like, you killed them.
I thought it was funny. Like, purely just funny from number 2.
We laughed
sure.
watching that in the cinema.
But,
Also, crap my pants, but...
oh yeah, fair few times, yeah.
There's no other horror movies I would watch. Oh, except Paranormal Activity. I watched the first one.
Can I just... I cannot stress enough
I watched
how
watched snippets.
horrific that movie is.
I don't, when I
Even
watch a
thinking
horror movie,
about it. I need you to preach for me in a second, Jid, because I'm actually going to a dark place just thinking about it. I hate Paranormal Activity so
I
much.
watched the first Paranormal Activity. Oh, I didn't watch the first one. I watched snippets of it. But I was like, the fact that they've made this really well done.
It's
it
so
makes-
realistic. I
Yeah.
actually hate how real it looks.
I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. It wasn't as scary as to me because I was like, well, number one, I know they're real. Like, I know it's real. Like, it's probably the most realistic thing you're ever going to find. But I was just like, well, you can't touch me. That's the only problem is I've got the chest plate. I've just got God around you. You just physically can't touch me. But the way I watched it was, how do they actually make it to seem realistic? And I was just really, I wasn't scared. I was fascinated. And that was the only one, I don't want to watch the other 3 or 4. How many? I just want to watch that. I'll probably watch them to see, well, this is how they do it.
Yeah, after I watched it, I had to instantly go straight to behind the scenes and watch
because it was
You have to.
so well done.
I watched sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, the camera work and like the
Yeah.
way it's all just through that camera. It like to like
They actually
off the bat, I was like, oh, this is
use one of those cameras. They actually, but to see how many the memory cards they went through, they literally took out 100 and they put them all into one big factory thing to make it seem the most realistic possible.
crazy.
I was just like, wow.
What are you gonna say?
I watched a video and that about like the release of it. The budget was like $17,000 maybe. Something
That was
like that.
and they broke
completely
boxed.
And they made 172 million or something like that.
Easy.
One of the biggest
It was because, and I think they've achieved it well, is because they didn't need to have a realistic budget. They didn't have to have a movie budget. They just had a budget.
They didn't use like CGI stuff. It was just a really simple, and
it
didn't
was
need
just-
a whole camera crew.
No, it was just they used their brains of how can we make this look scary, but without having the guts of how it made it scary in it. And I was like, well, use it. That's why they used a crappy. They made it look like it was through a crappy camera.
like
It's because they didn't have to go through Sophia Vex to erase it because the crappy camera didn't pick it up.
That's exactly.
It's just like
It's just scary. It literally just goes, 3 a.m. and that happens. Well, yeah,
When
I would
you-
go, oh!
when you watch it, it's not even that it's like, to me it wasn't like it was scary. Yeah, what the freak? It wasn't scary. Sorry, it was scary. It wasn't overly scary. It was just the realism of it that got me.
Yeah.
Like I
Apparently, sorry.
You go.
Oh, fuck. It's related on the it was either pre-screenings or like the official screening of it. People were walking out and they thought the movie was a bomb because people were walking out, but it turns out they were just too scared to like keep going.
Yeah. I forgot actually.
It's the music.
Is it?
People.
It's nothing else, mate.
No. Well, sorry. Let me
Nothing else.
Sorry. No, the music makes the movie realistic.
The
the strings of the violin and then it just drops.
Yeah,
People.
that's true. It's
Because if I watch anything scary like horror movies, I put it on mute. I take the movie out, take the the music,
Throw it away.
Yeah, man, start a fire.
take it out, scratch the music out of it, and then watch it again, and just watch it. And I go, okay, I now understand the movie. Now I know when it's just scary.
That's actually
and then I
not a
put
bad way to
the
do it,
music
to be honest.
on,
Yeah.
and I go, oh,
Yeah.
there's the emotion.
Yeah.
And there's,
Okay.
and then that's where I'm watching movies. I hear the music, and you go. When I'm talking to you when I was in the movies, I talk to you. Go, oh yeah, this is gonna happen. You guys get sick and tired of that, but it's just because I now know the music is like tells me, there it is,
Yeah.
and it happens.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. So yeah, like
Yeah.
I listen to the music, and then I watch them. Then I watch them.
That's smart. Yeah.
So-
In Paranormal Activity, because there's no music in it, but there's those like when the ghost is near, you hear like that vibration.
Oh yeah, that's
That
right.
like genuinely
that
sends
shows
shivers.
the audience that there's something coming.
Oh my god.
That's how they made. That's how they made it more.
Couldn't
realistic.
imagine being in a cinema watching that.
Yeah,
I would be crapping
And
myself.
what
I already
was,
have.
what was funny
Now thinking
Awful
about
times.
what was funny though, not from Paranormal Activity, which was how the cinema lets you. Well, they obviously let you leave because when the movie's that like, if the movie's done well, they do not care if you're not going to go watch the rest of it because if they make a horror movie done
They
well,
got your money already.
Yeah.
if they know that you've done well, they made you walk out of the cinema scared. If a horror movie comes out and you go, that was nothing, the point of a horror movie is to make you actually scared.
I think it was The Conjuring.
I haven't watched that.
I think it was the first Conjuring that came out. There were like,
I don't want to watch that movie.
it was like in the news as well. Like people were having heart attacks in the cinema from how bad it was.
I wouldn't watch.
I think it was Conjuring.
I don't want to watch that movie. The only reason why is just because I just like, well, why?
Yeah, it feels very. negative
That's and it's
spiritually.
based off a true story,
Yeah,
The
exactly.
Conjuring. So it's like I just don't think I could sit
It's a
through
thought,
it.
it's
But I
fun.
don't know. Part of me wants to just because I've watched all the clips from.
I want to
Endgame.
eventually in
Yeah.
a nice controlled environment.
Please
I'd watch it with the lights on. No,
on the podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you watch it?
On the podcast.
and then just have
Live
it like,
reaction.
or just scratch the music out of it and just watch it.
Yeah,
I might try that actually because that would actually help. I feel like
a lot.
There's a lot of people because I don't watch horror movies just because it's just like I won't watch anything that's got demonic or negative spirits because that's just because then it gives a gateway to the devil to get to my heart and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So with that though, the cinema, I was watching the Titanic had to get a whole new audio system for that movie.
really.
Because their music was done professionally, like really well done. They put it on the first cinema they want and said, we can't watch this here. And I said, why not? Because they found out they blew 7 speakers from the music. I was like, yeah, okay, cool. So that was the reason why it wasn't like they had to rewrite the music. They just had to bring the music to a compact because that's why in the theater that where it was launched, they totally scrapped all the music, the all the sound system, and put the top of the line thing. What's funny though is that was like at least a good solid like 12 million, right? Well, I assume it would be that expensive because it's a new system.
Probably. Oh yeah.
They tripled that money through how many movies that came out. They tripled it. They just
Yeah.
absolutely smacked. They broke even in the first screening.
Yeah. Literally.
I was like,
Yeah.
wow, it must be nice.
Yeah.
I must own a cinema then.
Yeah.
Love to do that.
Own a cinema.
Yeah.
Oh mate, but it would be
One day.
It would probably
One day.
be
We will
very...
build the Maates cinema.
Yeah.
Get keen.
Matt, send
Coming,
me something
20
soon.
We
Something-
actually thought about this
Yeah.
as well. We're doing
This will be sick.
hear it out.
One day.
The Maates Nightclub.
I would be down for that actually.
The
Called
Club.
just called the Maate Club.
The Matt Club.
And what it is,
I would actually. I'll be an investor.
it's different to any other club you've ever been to.
No.
It's nothing like
We
it.
will
right?
try do what we like.
So
We're gonna have
we get J
different
Cole.
spots.
J. Cole will come
every
out every now and then.
weekend in
Yeah, he
Brisbane.
might be in the corner with
Yeah.
Drizzy. You just never know. But hear me out, Joe. You're walking into the club, and of course you've got to pay. Right? When
You gotta
into a
pay. We
club,
want to make money,
right?
of course.
Of course.
And you know how they
How
stamp
you-
you. You know they, like they give you a stamp when you go into a nightclub.
Into a
No,
club.
you're gonna
So
get
it's
a
like,
bracelet.
how are
It's
you
gonna line up.
How are you paying today, Jireh? Oh, is that a Maate tattoo?
Oh,
is that an actual
You've got the
Maate
Matt tattoo.
That's free entry.
Free entry.
I must go.
But you
should
don't.
tell them
But you
that.
don't have a Maate. Sorry, yeah. But you don't have a Maate tattoo. That's all right.
That's all right, mate.
How much
Make it
is the
like
entry?
$15 entry.
Oh, that's actually
$15
Stamp
entry.
the Maate
Stamp
stamp
the Matt tattoo
Oh, that's
on
actually
on them.
That's
So
Oh.
the stamp is the Maate.
Yeah.
Is
'Cause
that? Is
usually
Maate,
when
is
you go into a club, they give you a
they
stamp.
give you the
number.
stamp.
Our
yeah.
stamp will be the
The
Matt
Yep.
tattoo.
And the
then
club.
to tell
Sorry,
me
you go.
if they were actually underage or age, you give them a different color tattoo. You give them a different color
If
stamp.
they're underage,
Because
different
you-
colour.
No, but you've got to be 18 to have a tattoo as well.
it's true.
So
True.
make
Works
it.
out. Oh, true. Well, no, you
You've
don't
done
have
I've duffed it. Hang on.
No, no,
because
no,
you
no.
can
but
get a
this-
tattoo. But
Your
much
the
earlier.
stamp will be like a different like.
In Queensland, it's illegal to get a tattoo.
No, but like
No,
if
it's
you have
not.
to
No,
have
it's not.
parents.
No. it's
Oh,
not.
you, no, yeah, I duffed it there.
Anyway, speaking of tattoos, we'll go on to that after that. But anyway, continue.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Well, that's all I've got. But
I was just gonna say, yeah, it's like the club would be not strictly to hip hop and R&B, but that's like I think what we would go
So are
for.
we saying like it's like family appropriate? Like, well, not obviously family, but like
it won't be
obviously, I mean,
family. Like it's still a club, but
It is
it'll
still a
be
nightclub.
like
But it would be like, will it like if you could take your parents out to this? Because you can't really take your parents out to a strip club.
depends what your parents are like. But like,
I would happily take my mum and dad out to a club because they did club when in their young years and like
No. But what I'm saying is, you wouldn't take like if you're going out.
we're not going to have naked women.
No.
dancing
Good.
While there's club music playing.
Private dances from the
definitely
from the wives.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely none of that.
No, yeah.
I want to know your opinion on this shit because you're a knowledgeable man. You've got it all in you.
Wow.
Do you think where Marvel is? We're going to go back to Marvel for a second.
Yeah.
Where Marvel is right now, what Marvel's expecting to happen in the next few years, movie series wise, is DC going to overtake?
Oh well, yes. I'm gonna say yes.
Attaboy.
The only
That's what I like to see.
the only reason is
Do you think
because
so?
I think Marvel has trying to do a lot of things
I
at once.
don't like that they're going down the Kang Dynasty.
No,
path.
especially
I
when
don't like it.
the actor of Kang Dynasty has just been speculated for a lot of stuff.
Which is
He
They're
made
gonna
a
have to
recast.
switch.
That's
I
shocking.
was like,
That's
no,
shocking.
I can't watch that. But then again, I do. Like, I still will be like, oh, if Marvel movie come out, well, watch the trailer. If the trailer's
100%.
like, I'll watch it.
No, yeah, it's
But
just DC's
Marvel's never
looking
gonna
good.
die. It's just, to me, will DC overtake?
Well, to be honest,
you know what I
it
mean?
has to be. I want to see the Flash first because the Flash is the first DC movie
Apparently
coming out.
it's really good.
Apparently,
I don't know about that.
well, it was the. I think it might have been IGN. I don't know for sure, but apparently, the fan reviews who went for the early screening, it's very mixed. People are like, yeah, like it's cool seeing, two Batmans, but it's so like the story is just not there.
We'll see.
Like about
We should review it.
We will.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
Well, actually, I'm watching Superman and Lois.
Oh yeah, and you've said that's
a
good.
really good
Yeah,
TV show.
okay.
And then
Oh,
watching
yeah.
Gotham Knights, which is
Any good?
it's another universe. I should
Yeah,
say. It's a
yeah,
different
yeah,
universe
yeah.
because you find that the first ever movie, it literally says in the title, Batman died.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
And I'm like,
That's
oh,
the-
okay,
yeah.
Harvey Dent's not Two-Face. I'm like, sorry, what?
Yeah,
Just a whole nother vibe.
yeah.
Which I think,
That's
well,
quite cool.
it's watching it. I'm going, oh, I see why, but and I see where, and it makes sense because the villain of it, the bad guys, are literally the predators to a bat. So what do you think a bat's predators are? Like genuinely think
It's the sun.
no,
Not a clue.
like a predator is something that it's an owl. And
Oh, Court of Owls.
so-
yeah.
So
yeah,
that's
yeah,
their,
yeah.
but that's
They're
their,
doing that.
That's
They're doing
good.
that in Batman too, I think. Like
Court of
the
Owls
movie.
with Rob Pattinson, which
Yeah.
by the way was an amazing movie.
Yeah.
It was slow.
Amazing movie. Slow,
It was
but that's
slow,
what it, that's
and,
what it,
and,
it was
and
good.
I was like, "There's no
brilliant.
there's action is what Batman is.
That's
There was
brilliant.
limited action.
I
detective work.
like that.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
More detective work?
I
I was like,
like
oh, yeah,
seeing
cool.
the detective side of Batman. That's awesome stuff. Yeah.
Fair.
Oh, like the first Arkham Origins, where you find out Black Mask is not Black Mask, it's the Joker. You do that whole crime
Arkham
scene
games
thing.
are amazing.
I was like, that is what I want to see.
Yeah.
That's the game. And I was like, yes, come on.
That
And then
would've been
Batman Arkham Knight, where you got
That
to
would've
drive the
been
Batmobile. I was
Yeah.
like, yes,
Amazing.
finally. Then I stopped
Amazing.
making Batman the games. I was like,
Yeah, it's so weird.
then Gotham
They
Knights
did
came
so
out. I was
well,
like, that's a terrible game.
A daft.
It's not a game. It's not
The
terrible.
Arkham games are some of the most underrated games ever. Like I think
Oh, yeah.
you just like Arkham Asylum just alone is such a good
I do
game.
not, I don't like that
so
game.
ahead
The
of
only
its
reason
time.
why I don't like
What?
that game is the graphics. It's too comic
It's
booky.
remastered now
It's-
though.
Oh yeah, but no, it's still too comic booky. They've made him
Is
look
that bad?
like a comic book.
Yeah, but like
Oh no!
that's
no,
that's the
no,
point though,
the
because like
the fighting scenes is literally looking like it's coming out of a comic book. And I just hate that.
really,
Yeah, it's just-
I
It's just
freaking
because
loved
it's just
I
because
loved
my it's just my brain just doesn't like that.
yeah, it's
but
fair.
I
It's
still
fair.
play it and I still enjoy the
100%.
storyline. The fact that he's in Arkham,
100%.
and then
And I think
and they connected each story.
they have, except for Origins. That's like
No,
that's the
it's-
prequel one. Like it's
still
still
connected,
still
but it's
connected,
still
but
not
it's
like
just different.
Arkham,
Different voice actor,
yeah.
different
And the Batman died. The voice actor of Batman died.
Yeah,
I was
tragic,
like,
truly
no,
tragic, because he is just an
Yeah.
absolute legend.
Didn't know.
Yeah,
I think they could. Well, then again, AI see it.
AI. Yeah,
Yeah, they
it's
should probably
it's
make
it's
an
funny
AI.
you mentioned that actually. All over YouTube now, there's videos of like AI Batman talks to you about like porn and about like how to overcome it, or it's like AI Batman talks to you about
That's
overthinking or
that's
anxiety.
quite cool.
And I watched one. It's actually really cool to just sit there and listen to him because you like
You
he's,
now-
he's,
you
he's an
obviously
intriguing
know it's
man.
Batman.
Yeah, yeah.
That's cool.
But
I mean, Arkham City, which was how Joker died. Spoil. If you don't know that, then you're just way.
that was
behind.
like 2012. So yeah,
You're just like,
come
who are you?
I haven't played.
And then-
If you haven't played it, please actually play it. 'Cause it's just
It's
amazing.
just really nice, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, cool. And then Spider Man, the first Spider Man.
yeah, the PS4
The PS4.
one. Yeah.
Great. Pit the number 2.
That
I'm
looks
keen
that
for
looks-
that. The
that looks
gameplay,
very
the way
astonishing.
that looks good. I was like,
Astonishing.
oh my.
probably
God.
one of the best
And if they delay
Phantom
it,
Spider-Mans we've seen yet.
and if they delay
It's
it,
about time.
delay it. If you have
Yeah,
to delay,
just make it good.
delay
I
it.
didn't care.
Because
I didn't care.
like for Last of Us 2. No, Last of Us 2 was like.
Last of Us
can't-
2 was
Last of Us 2 could be a whole
yeah.
worthy.
Let's not even get into that.
I can't even talk about Last of
Remastered
Us 2.
version of like past Last of Us 1. Right.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
I had a snippet of it. I was like, oh yeah, the game. And then I was playing Hogwarts Legacy. Great, because the game, Star Wars, the new Star Wars game. Great game.
Right? Yeah.
I can't.
Oh no! Well, you trust me. You have to physically play it, and then it gets better and better and better.
Okay, but you do agree that DC will overtake Marvel.
Oh, 100%.
I think
because Black Adam.
Well, you think about it.
Was the best movie. It would literally just grow up. The Black Adam was not the best movie.
the best.
Sorry, it was a better movie than what? Doctor Strange.
Every show that's been out on Disney Plus except WandaVision that's been Marvel. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Oh, come on! You could have Captain America, Winter Soldier, and all that.
Terrible.
It was alright.
No, the
Loki
suit is
was-
freaking
I liked
good.
Loki, actually, yeah, Loki was good.
The
I
suit
actually
was
liked
good.
Loki.
If you think about like specifically best Marvel movie that's come out in whatever phase we're in, you have to say,
I'm
either
saying
Spider-Man
Spider-Man.
or the New Guardians.
I haven't watched it.
And
Have not watched it yet.
The New Guardians,
But I know the
Brilliant.
ending.
Yeah,
Oh,
well that's right.
New Guardians
The
is
New
brilliant.
Guardians
Spoiler
is
alert.
by
New Guardians
is
is
by
brilliant.
James Gunn, and he's
Now-
consistently made good. Like all of the Guardians are good. All his other Peacemaker, it's all good.
Good
Suicide Squad, it was good.
He's made. He's now going to Disney.
He's now moving
DC.
So
DC.
he's like the lead. He's like the Kevin Feige of DC now. So he's
Oh, is he now?
like
Yeah.
writing scripts
Yeah.
for all the DC
No,
movies. So
well,
I
There's
just
a
good on
think
video of him going over what he wants to do, the movies and the season, the shows.
What
for DC.
I'm. But yeah. Anyway, tattoos. You guys get any tattoos? I know you've got one on your back and one on your arms because it's literally the Maate brand.
I don't know if I want to get any more because I'm still trying to come to grips with the one I've got on my back.
Why you don't like it? Or just...
I'm finding it hard to like actually like it. I think,
Well, it's because it's on your back. You don't see it.
and I just don't have like a meaning for it yet. Like I haven't.
You had it in the past, but it's
yeah.
not here now.
Well, like I have a meaning for it, but it's kind of just
Mid.
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 It's mid-meeting. No, yeah,
Um,
I think I do want more tattoos.
are you gonna
but
get-
I don't know. Yeah, what about you?
I'll get more for sure. I
Yeah.
don't really know. Like I've got a couple ideas. Like I wanted to get piece of art, not a piece of art, but like piece of art words.
Oh yeah,
Here, because
Okay.
that was like really inspiring. Like just few
Phrase.
words. Yeah, like
Yeah,
it really
yeah.
inspired
I
and
would
motivated
probably
me.
get because I want some on my arm and one on at least one
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Like Loki, I would get.
I
would
want to
a
get.
fair few to be honest.
I
but
want to get
don't
a
know
neck
yet.
tattoo.
Yeah.
My mum says no, please don't. I wanted the cross here, and I was looked at. I'm like, yeah, look, because I'm not Samoan, so it doesn't look well on me. It looks great on all the Samoans at church because they've got their tattoos there. And I was like, nah, but I would get one that's from here to here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't know what to put it. Probably like a Morse code of the Bible verse. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Fancy.
But I would put, your mistakes do not disqualify or qualifies you there. And then, not here. There's the heartbeat one that's got cross in the middle of the
Yeah,
heartbeat
that's
one.
cool. I like that.
And then I'll get, it's not a devastation, it's just a destination.
I like that.
And then I would get my whole family, well not my whole family,
My entire family.
My
my
wife-
portraits.
my wife-
You could.
my
That'd
wife-
be cool.
my wife's name and a heartbeat, but her handwriting of her name,
Cute.
and then all my kids' names.
Very cute. Yeah.
And
Nice.
first heartbeats.
I
But
could see it all.
It is like I've never been so tempted to do something when you walk past a tattoo shop and the smell, the vibe. I'm like, oh, get me in there.
Yeah.
Get me in
the
there.
only
Get
reason
me
why I
out.
haven't gone there anywhere near is I don't have the money for it.
Yeah, that's the only thing that stopped. Well, not the only thing, but the main.
Well, that's the only thing
is,
stopping
I don't want
me.
to spend the money on it.
That's the only thing that's stopping me is I don't have money for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Wow.
That was
What
good.
a good conversation podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching or listening to the MaateCast. It has been
Thank
a
you very
pleasure.
much.
Thank you, Jireh, for
Thank
coming
you,
on.
Jireh. Appreciate
It's
your
been a
time.
beautiful conversation.
That's just me and Jude's way.
Yeah, there it is. It's been a really good conversation. Thanks for coming on, Matt.
Thank you for taking
Really
the time to
appreciate
come
you.
see us.
Your second podcast where you're saying Jude's got great flow.
Yeah, mate.
I posted.
Mate, you've got great flow on just speaking words.
On life.
Yeah.
You're killing it,
No,
right?
yeah, mate. Your faith is an inspiration.
Huge.
How you carry yourself and talk about problems and your life is very inspiring.
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 Keep
So
it
yeah,
up. Keep
Inspiring
going.
right there. Whoa.
There it is. Love you.
Always.
Love you.
Love your work, Jude.
Thanks
Love
for
your work,
listening,
Maates.
watching. Be a
Smash.
Matt.
Be a Maate.
See you next week for another podcast.
Because we are now uploading
We're
podcasts
doing
on the
podcasts.
weekly.
If you want to be on the podcast, contact us.
At the
And
Maates.
maybe we'll sort something out. Maybe
Yeah.
we will.
Just
See how we go.
Get your friends on this because this is a movement. And we are moving.
This is a culture to be
we're
a part
doing
of.
good things here.
For a second there,
Come
I
on!
thought you said this is a cult. I was like, no.
No!
It's a
No.
culture.
It's not a
Jireh.
cult.
You need to
It's
stop.
not a cult.
Just stop, Jireh. I
Alright.
wanted to pull out the claw.
Yeah, no. Alrighty. Thanks
Alright.
for listening, watching.
Thanks, guys.
See you next time.
Have a lovely day.
Follow.
Subscribe, follow us. Boom.
Mwah.
Done.
They did good work here.